Home with God, Chapter 34. To truly understand ultimate reality, you have to be out of your mind. I can't believe what we're talking about here, and I can't believe how public this is. Do I have to put this all in the book? You said. I did not say. You said that you were pledged to making this a full and complete and accurate transcript of our conversation, with nothing left out. I was the one who said you might be tempted to edit it. You were the one who said, no way, it's not going to happen. So now you're remembering something else. Now you're remembering about keeping your word, doing what you say, being counted on. Is this who you are? It's your choice. It's always your choice. You make it tough. Look, you can stop right here. End the book. It's been an interesting book. Don't go any further. You've said enough. Probably more than enough for some. For some, maybe even too much. Just close the computer down and let it go. No, we're right at breakthrough here. This is breakthrough, and not just for me. This is breakthrough for everyone reading this or hearing this. Even for those who don't know that it's breakthrough. It is. I can sense it. So, where do you want to go? I want to explore that last exchange a little more deeply. When I think we can bring our conversation, then I think we can bring our conversation to a conclusion. I have one more thing to tell you. One more major revelation. Then we can conclude. A deal. So let me see if I can understand our last exchange. You're saying that every soul, after the moment of death, is given an opportunity to reverse the process of death itself. I've got that. It's a stunning thought, and I get it. It's something you would do. It makes perfect sense, given how much you love us. I'm glad that you see that. Trusting in the love of God will serve you all the days of your life, and on the day of your death as well. I do love you. I love you all dearly. So just let me, how does this all happen? Tell me. And if we really do come back, how does that occur? Not everyone dies in such a convenient way that they can be just brought back to life easily. I mean, some people die on the battlefield or in accidents, and they're lying in pieces. Excuse me for being so graphic, but they are. Not everyone dies comfortably in bed, so they can just wake up and the doctors can say, it's a miracle. Let's go back just a tiny bit. After you die, you move through the first two stages of death, just as I have described. You realize, first, that you are not your body. Then you experience whatever you next expect to experience based on what you believe. You may have that experience as long as you wish, as long as it pleases you. Then you move into the third stage of death. This is the final stage, when you experience total immersion with the essence. Emerge from that experience to move through a review of the physical life you have just concluded, and then decide whether to go on or go back, as you put it. I make this decision based on what I've seen in my life review. Essentially, yes, based on what you've seen and whether there is anything you still wish to know and to experience as a soul carrying the particular identity that you thought of as you. In other words, based on whether you feel complete or not. But I thought, I really have been listening to you very closely here, and I thought that you said earlier that no one dies ever feeling incomplete. You said very directly that no one dies having failed to experience all that they came to the physical world to experience. There is no such thing as being incomplete. And you said this is what it's meant by the 11th remembrance. The timing and circumstances of death are always perfect. Everything that was said is what is so. Yet now you are saying that after a person dies, they may feel incomplete with something or another, and so may return to life, so to speak, and relive the moment of their death in a new way that what? That eliminates the fact that they died. Exactly. Which means that they didn't die. Which means that the timing and the circumstances of death are always perfect. Which means that no one dies having failed to experience all that they came to the physical world to experience. Yes, but they did die and found that they were incomplete, and so they went back. But this proves that they can die being incomplete. I see how you would think that. So I will give you now one more piece of information. The process of what you call death is not complete until the soul passes over to the other side. It is on the other side of the applorange. It is in the spiritual realm that the soul does the joyful work of establishing its identity and recreating itself anew. And so, no one dies to the old until they cross over this threshold. To put this another way, your death is not final until you say it's final. If you indicate at the moment of the holy inquiry that you do not feel complete and wish to return to the physical life from which you have just emerged, you may do so, and you will do so instantly. Yes, but you do this, you said, by jumping realities. You said the soul jumped to an alternate reality. In that case, the soul in this reality did die incomplete. You're going to think this to death. Do you know that? Interesting turn of phrase. Be careful not to think too much. Remember, To truly understand ultimate reality, you have to be out of your mind. But let's not dance away from your inquiry. No, let's not. You asked me once if the soul could be in two places at once. Yes, I did. And you said it could be in a great many more than two places at once. Good. You remembered that. So now, follow me here. If the soul feels incomplete and jumps to an alternate reality in which it does not die, then that soul does not die feeling incomplete. Agreed? Agreed, but the soul remaining in the other reality, wait a minute, I'm getting there. The soul, staying behind, so to speak, in the first reality, is not oblivious to what has happened. It knows that a part of itself has been allowed to jump into an alternate reality and complete what it wishes to complete. It also knows that there is no such thing as time. So it knows that the other part of itself has already completed what it went back to complete. So the soul, in the only moment there is, the moment of now, moves into the spiritual realm feeling utterly complete. Whoa, you can talk your way out of anything. You could say that, but I want to suggest to you that not much is being served by this splitting of metaphysical hairs. I think you might derive more benefit from focusing on the larger principles and the main messages of this dialogue. Many people on earth get caught up in the minutiae. They want to have everything explained, down to the last detail. You can turn embroidery over and look at the cross-weaving of threads that produces it, meticulously tracing each colored yarn until you have figured all the ins and outs. But you will never enjoy the picture they create. Look at things another way. Change your "I've got to have all the answers" perspective. Give yourself a chance to see the whole picture. You'll love it.